Bathurst, Le Mans, the Formula One World Championship, Pro Karts. We've got a selection of the world's greatest wheelmen with us today, and we're here to find out who is the best driver in the world. With a world title at stake, tensions ran high. Upon signing in, we were put through a rigorous driver's briefing where we paid particular attention to this rule.
That means no contact with other carts and no contact with yourself.
The last thing we'd want to do is break it and open ourselves up for penalisation.
Got a whiz. Oh, that's nice and moist.
Oh, a bit of water, mate. Bloody lovely.
Water. Brooke, you're such a pussy.
It's probably the last person pissed himself, mate.
Oh, good luck beating me, boys.
Good luck being you.
Lucky number 11. You already know she's the quickest cart here. Feel the flex in the chassis. That there is my suspension. Cart number 11 had a slipping clutch and was by far and away the slowest one there.
Yeah, just push on the green. Push on the green.
We had just one formation lap to acclimatise ourselves with these immensely powerful machines before we arrived at the starting grid and prepared for the off.
Bloody pole position, mate.
This is race 1 of 3. 3 15-minute races to decide who is the fastest driver in the world. All 25 seconds of seat time we'd had between the pits and here was about to be put to the test. Up front, the battle for the lead was getting hot. And a little bit R-rated. Their endless dicing meant that Brooke and I were sneaking into the picture. And 5 minutes into the race, when Kynan decided to go for the Nico Rosberg line around the corkscrew, Matt slid up the inside and we were right on his tail, ready to pounce. Brook made his move going into turn 1. Then they both drifted wide in the corkscrew and I didn't need a second invitation.
2 for 1!
Just like that I went from 4th to 2nd, until Killer Kynan had something to say about it. From that point on, the no contact rule was pretty much out the window. Harry was the first to feel the sting of professional pro kart racing when he binned it on the bridge and lost 2 laps, putting him well and truly out of the running. Evidently growing impatient, Brook moved Kynan out of his way. So Kynan dealt with the issue by just murdering him. The laugh of a true psychopath. When Brook caught me back up, barged past me and pulled away again, something dawned on me.
My car does not go that far.
I was seriously down on power now. Not Magic Matt though, as he Tokyo drifted his way past James to put him a lap down. And behind him, the battle for second was on again. At long last, Brook put Kynan away for good and started chasing down Matt. Meanwhile, a bit further back, I'd pretty much given up on racing in favour of blocking Paul. Before long, I'd slowed us both up so much that Matt was knocking on the door to lap us. After some heavy contact with Paul, Matt punted him out of the way through the hairpin, then on the very next lap, did exactly the same thing to me. Brook was about to lap me now, and having failed to block Matt at all, I was determined to do a better job with him. And I was doing, until this happened.
No! Go, 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 go! What? No!
To add insult to injury, the race ended right there. Fat Matt had absolutely monstered everybody, with Brook, who was the fastest man on track, coming home in second. It had been a dismal first showing for me, however, and after a spot of tandem drifting on the parade lap, my piece of shit cart couldn't even get over the hill to go into the pits. This angered me immensely, so between races I made an executive decision.
Yeah! I'm having your one! Right now!
This was a particularly ace move, as it not only ensured a good finish for me, but a bad one for Matt, who was currently leading the points.
I've got the one cut now, big boy!
Yeah, you win now.
I better, or else I suck at this.
As we left the pits, Matt was immediately treated to a vivid display of just how fast his new kart was. And Kynan, rather ominously, gave me pole position. Unfortunately, however, I was too busy pining over my new kart to suspect anything.
That is so much faster. Oi, Matt, it's so much faster! This one's crap!
Pole position and the fastest kart on track. I was absolutely brimming with confidence. He was doing, and on lap 2, much to my demise, he pulled out his signature move. Kynan had shot his best shot, and I was down, but not out. Up front, Brook was showing signs of speed again. He passed Matt going into turn 1, so Matt retaliated the only way you can do in the number 11 car, by punting him into the hairpin. Which only served to bring me within striking distance. No! So out of desperation, he tried to T-bone Brook and pinch me off in the same corner. Predictably, this advanced manoeuvre proved fruitless, and by the time Matt had been pulled out of the wall, he was an entire lap down. So while James was busy practicing his parallel parking, Matt reverted to causing chaos. By the time me and Kynan had disposed of Matt, Brook had absolutely checked out. But he was about to learn that pro karts giveth, pro karts taketh awayeth. Within striking distance of lapping the entire field, he spun completely of his own accord in the corkscrew. Then not half a lap later, his kart stalled in the hairpin, leaving him stranded, a sitting duck, for Paul, who wasn't looking where he was going. I'd retaken the lead, but just one lap later, good sportsmanship enthusiast Kynan passed me back under the yellow flag. The stage was set for us to battle to the finish. Meanwhile, Matt had located the only puddle in the facility and driven straight through it. I'd given it everything I had and come up just short.
You, Kynan, honestly, I was so close. Come back in the century.
Still, could be worse. The number 11 cart was finally dead.
Bunch of
And since I'm editing this video and it's a dictatorship, not a democracy, I'm docking Kynan a point for passing under the yellow flag, leaving the standings looking like this, headed into the third and final race of the day. We mixed up the carts for this last showdown, and Paul was so excited for it that he accidentally annihilated James on the formation lap. Then Matt made a monumental cock-up.
Oh no! What have I done? I'll stitch myself up.
And this high level of professionalism somewhat set the tone for the race to come.
Easy! I've been joyful. Alright, good start. I've held my grid position.
I was determined to get past Brook before he checked out again. By any means necessary.
Oh, this is my race to lose now.
I was pretty confident I'd be able to hold Brook off for the rest of the race, but I couldn't afford any mistakes, like the one James was about to make. Or the ones Paul was making continuously. I was inevitably making the odd small mistake here and there, but nothing so bad it cost me the lead. Just. Back in the pack, Paul was dropping like a stone. But us lead three were inseparable. Once in last, Paul seemed in an awful hurry to be lapped, which should have concerned me more than it did. Fortunately, I was able to dispose of this terrorist pretty quickly. But unfortunately, that left me ripe for the punting.
Oh no! Kynan's gonna win! That's the win. Get Kynan! Get Kynan!
Spurred on by this new objective, I quickly dealt with Paul bin Laden. Then me and Brook set about hunting down Kynan.
Oh, you
Unfortunately though, my epic chase was about to come to a premature end. It was actually a good thing Paul was so hell-bent on hitting me, or else I would have lost a lot more time there. When Paul hit me, my brake flipped around into short person mode, which was confusing the hell out of me. But if nothing else, it did at least give me the opportunity to punt him back. And up front, Brook had reeled in Kynan. Then Paul and Matt had a bit of an accident.
Ah, yeah, boy!
And when they both got going again, right in front of me, the already low standard of sportsmanship hit rock bottom. Matt had adopted Paul's approach to getting lapped by me, being an utter bastard about it. And on the last lap, Brook finally found his way past Kynan. Take the win. Meanwhile, I'd finally reached the end of my wick with these pesky lappers. It was time to exact revenge. Payback's a bitch. Matt's an idiot. And Kynan is your inaugural Pro Karts World Drivers Champion.
Oh! The big hit on the last corner! Oh! What a finish! Oh, that was such a hard hit. Big hits! Big hits! Oh! Oh my god! Talk about the worst lapper in the world!
You bastard, that was sick.
That was loose.
The last lap pass.
Bro, we had a last lap T-bone.
So there you have it. A mixture of speed and psychopathic tactics had proven to be the winning formula on the day. But Kynan now has a target painted on his back going into future contests. Which one of us will come out on top next time? You'll have to wait and see. And until then, head to www.prokarts.co.nz if you think you might be mad enough to tame one of these beasts. Thank you very much for watching and have a good day.